You're right. Hi. Wow, look at that.
Well, a very good morning.
Well, good dark morning because there's this solar eclipse happening.
Oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing.
Rocky's tickled by the solar eclipse, everyone, as we start off this Sail Talk Saturday.
Yes, happy October 14th. We're deep into the harvest season. Everyone's getting ready for Halloween, one of my favorite holidays.
What is the harvest season?
I don't know. Just go along with it. It's time for harvest.
Fall?
Fall.
Okay. Hi. Happy fall, everyone. It's October.
It's fall. It's definitely fall.
Hey, YouTube. I'm Mark.
I'm Rocky.
And we are
This Cruise Life.
Happy Sail Talk Saturday.
Yes, so excited to be here. So as Mark was mentioning, we had a solar eclipse this morning. It's wrapping itself up right now, but I wanted to share my excitement with this on screen here. I just think it's the coolest thing. Don't look directly into the sun. That is not where you should be looking because you want to protect your eyes. But this was taken here this morning in Phoenix. You can see the flare on my phone captured that kind of crescent design, and it was really cool. It was really awesome to see that here in the Phoenix area.
Well, that is fantastic. Rocky was tickled all morning by the solar eclipse, and I was like, are we going to set up for Sail Talk Saturday? I mean, cool picture. Yeah. I love how you captured the crescent.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
So let's jump on in to this wonderful Sail Talk Saturday. We've got a bunch of stuff coming at you, a bunch of cruise news, of course. We're going to be announcing live the winner of our first ever This Cruise Live contest, which I'm super excited about. We're going to be celebrating a major milestone this week. And we are surprisingly unexpected for today. Late edition, we're going to be sharing a surprise announcement.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on today.
So let's jump in.
Let's jump right in. All right. First story coming up.
And don't forget to comment,
subscribe,
and like.
Do all those things.
All those things, yeah.
There we go. All right, first story. Take it away.
Oh, it goes right to
I know,
me.
you don't usually start it out.
I don't usually start Sail Talk Saturday off. It's usually this guy. But Barcelona bans cruise ships. Did you see this headline this week? It was everywhere. Everyone was talking about the Barcelona cruise ship ban. Well, in the reality, I've sailed from Barcelona.
You have.
It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful city. If you ever get a chance, highly, highly recommend it. Now, the reality is the headlines are a little bit misleading and quite honestly, a little bit dramatic.
Always.
So what they're doing is they are banning the cruise ships from a specific port that's a little bit closer to the city center.
Right.
And they're moving it out a bit to the southern port, which is where we sailed with Carnival Venezia, the inaugural, back in May.
Yep.
We sailed from that port. I don't remember exactly the name of it. Mal Adosat Pier.
Oh, I just remembered as Helix Terminal.
It's the Helix Terminal. It's the Helix Terminal. And so it's probably about a 10-minute shuttle ride.
Let's pull an image up on the screen. Yeah.
So what are we looking at?
Well, I would put my mouse on it, but you can't. That's not going to help you as a viewer. But what you can see is that long strand that's going out into the water. It's got a bunch of buildings and things on it. Those are actually cruise ships that are docked next to it. And those are the main cruise piers. You can see that there's a small bridge that connects it to the mainland. And then to the right of that, there's another smaller pier that kind of juts down. That's the cruise pier that they're talking about in this new ban that's coming out.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can see you pointing at it, but they can't. So come on back to us. Yeah. That is okay. So it's maybe a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute shuttle ride to get back to the other place. So Barcelona is not banning cruise ships. There's not this big ban that's happening. Again, a little bit dramatic. Yeah. I loved the Helix Terminal, by the way. It is beautiful.
It's new.
We took a taxi there. It was maybe a 10-minute across the bridge. What's kind of ironic and sad is when I think about the number of taxis and shuttles and Ubers, the number of vehicles that we're actually going to add in to support this. Again, the whole idea is move the ships away from the downtown to reduce the smog and pollution.
Great.
But you're actually going to, I just worry. I think it's going to still add some pollution and time.
It is, but that's going to employ more people, right?
It's interesting. Some Twitter users said, "Oh my gosh, I would not spend that extra 10 minutes on that." And I was like, we've taken shuttles in many ports.
Yeah.
At least it's not a water shuttle, y'all. I mean, imagine that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it could be like flying into Galveston and that long trip.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So while we're talking about this beautiful ban that's happening on cruise ships around the world, Sitka is actually forming. There was a group of local residents that formed to create their own alliance to say, we don't want cruise ships coming to Sitka, or at least they want to reduce the amount of cruise ships. This year, they are scheduled to get like 540,000 visitors to the town of Sitka. Not a huge port, as you can see on this map that I'm pulling up on the screen. It's not a very large cruise area. It's not a very large port, but there's definitely some revenue that's brought in when you bring a cruise ship to the port, as you know.
Absolutely.
And so them wanting to ban this cruise ship or reduce the amount of cruise ships that visit, they would take it down to 260,000 visitors in a year. Doesn't sound like a huge drop, but it is when you think about the amount of money that comes in. Well, the city of Sitka said, we're not doing that. They actually shot it down. They said this isn't going to be a viable option for the town of Sitka to be able to continue to have a tourism industry and all of that.
And it wasn't enforceable by the Constitution. That was the reason.
Right.
That was the reason they cited is we can't enforce this. The Constitution doesn't actually support us enforcing this ban.
Right.
So we're not going to put it up for vote.
No.
When just like if you think about Bar Harbor,
right?
Bar Harbor, their ban is being shot down or they're in court. They're dealing with all of that
reviewed, right?
Because the Constitution doesn't support it.
Right. Yep. So we'll have to stay tuned and see if anything else comes out of Sitka. But for now, they're not changing anything.
Cruising on.
Speaking
of Alaska.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at that.
What a neat transition. Yeah. I wish all were like Alaska, because some protesters in France, they are not happy with cruise ships. So there's a theme here. We're kicking off the day with some not so happy news, but we're going to transition into some cool cruise news. But there's a theme that's happening, and this is what's more concerning to me. And several followers talked about that the trend is what's of concern here. Yeah. And it's really this trend of anger over the cruise industry and cruise ships coming. So in France, protesters shouted "Shame on you" as they dressed up, ironically, as polar bears. And yes, that is Rocky dressed up as a polar bear to celebrate this auspicious occasion. That was actually last Halloween. Okay, bring it back to us. We don't want to send the message that Rocky was there.
I was not there.
Rocky was not protesting.
No.
They dressed up as polar bears, shouting "Shame on you." They were booing, yelling, "You are not welcome" to the passengers upon arrival, which it's not a super great welcome. Atlas Ocean Voyages World Traveler is the cruise ship that they were protesting. It's a 200 passenger cruise ship. It is a small exploration or expedition cruise ship. And ironically, this ship is hybrid energy. Okay. It is propulsion.
that sounds right.
To reduce the wake, to reduce noise, to reduce all of that. And so, of all of the ships that they were protesting, this probably wasn't this probably wasn't the ship that they needed to protest. Right. What again? It goes back to irony. I mentioned the irony in Barcelona. Yep. The irony is they're going to have to. They're not going after the shipping industry, right? They're as you think about all of the container ships and cargo ships and vessels that don't necessarily have those same the work that the cruise industry is doing to reduce emissions, and they don't have those same technologies on board. Right? They're not arguing those same ships that likely delivered those polar bear costumes from Amazon. That would be inconvenient if I had to stop getting all of my deliveries, but cruise ship passengers, I'll argue and protest those all day long. I just find it a little bit ironic, Alanis Morissette. Yeah. And so interesting to see how that will develop and evolve.
Absolutely true. Absolutely. Hey, Warmstrong Adventures, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Glad to have you here as part of our live stream.
Good morning. Welcome to Sail Talk Saturday.
Good morning. All right.
This is on, right?
That is on.
Okay,
of course it is.
I want to make sure everyone could see
us
in 4K.
They can see us. They may not hear us if that wasn't on.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Oh, yes. Anyway.
Okay.
Oh. Just drinking our morning coffee. All right. Moving on to the next piece of information that we've got this week. Princess Cruises is partnering up with the Magic Castle. So Magic Castle is actually a really cool venue. I grew up in Southern California, actually near Hollywood, and I would visit my grandparents in Hollywood pretty frequently. And we would drive past the Magic Castle, and I always thought it was this really cool, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was this untouchable place that you could never get into because you have to know someone that's working there, know someone that's actually a part of this adventure to be able to get you in. And one of the cool things about the Magic Castle is you walk in and it's a suit and tie, black tuxedo, like it's super formal. You walk in, they've got a bar, they've got a piano room, they've got magicians there. They are world-class magicians. They show awesome tricks that you'd never expect to see and you've never seen before. Really, really cool. Well, this is what it looks like, actually. This is an actual picture of the Magic Castle. Oh. Absolutely stunning facility. But as I was mentioning, when you walk in, you're going to go through all of these different rooms. And so they've got a theater, they've got a piano bar, they've got a regular bar in there. Super cool. And this is going to be on the Sun Princess. So the Sun Princess is scheduled to launch in 2024. And this is going to be, you're going to be able to access it through a nondescript door. And you're going to go inside and you're just going to have this whole experience that's completely unique to the Sun Princess. And it's sponsored by or a partnership with the Magic Castle. So I thought that was a really cool story.
Yeah, and the preview videos that they did was what's behind the door, and it was this like gorgeous videos. That, ironically, where I saw this was on LinkedIn.
Right.
LinkedIn is where they did a bunch of advertising.
You can't find much about it on Princess.
No,
it's so strange.
There's very little information out there about the Magic Castle.
Yeah.
Okay, gonna talk a little bit about Port of Galveston, then we'll jump in.
Real quick, we have a couple comments that came through. I just wanted to throw these up on the screen.
Please
Jay, oh my gosh, you're going to be on the Sun Princess in March. Are you on the inaugural sailing? That is awesome, Jay. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hello.
Pictures.
Yeah,
take
lots of pictures of that door. For sure. And then we've also got a comment from Dominique. Question for you. Do you know how far the new port in Barcelona will be from where we took the Carnival Venezia when we took the cruise from Barcelona to New York?
So the Barcelona, the terminal that we sailed in Barcelona, the Helix terminal, that is actually in the southern, that's the southern pier. So literally where we sailed from on Venezia, that's where cruise ships are having to move to. Well, we actually use that pier. And as you'll remember, it really was not this dramatic, we couldn't see Barcelona. I mean, it was, again, maybe a 10-minute shuttle ride. So literally exactly where we sailed from with Carnival Venezia.
Yeah. So there you go.
So not so much a ban as okay, we're gonna.
It's just a modification.
Yeah. It's gonna take 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna share a quick Port of Galveston update, and then let's talk about some milestones and some new ships.
Let's do it.
Some cool
Here
stuff.
we go.
Okay. So Port of Galveston, I don't know if anyone has sailed the Port of Galveston, but they're investing another $5 million to renovate this beautiful overpass that you see there on the screen. It crosses Harborside Drive, I think is what it's called, Harborside Drive.
Yeah.
It connects to the parking garage. It connects to the downtown historic Galveston district. Essentially, it helps you avoid the traffic. If you've ever sailed out of Galveston, you know you kind of play Frogger as you make it across. There's actually crosswalks, so please don't do this through traffic. But they're going to invest $5 million. The Port of Galveston, as well as the state of Texas, are investing money to redo that. Ironically, it was built in the 1990s. It kind of looks like it was built in the 1990s. Yeah. And it's been closed for almost about 20 years.
Yeah. It's a long time.
Is so strange.
Yeah.
So you've got this overpass that's not been used for 20 years. Well, now they're going to bring it on back to life. So they're going to invest in elevators. They're going to invest in escalators.
Yeah.
What are those things that go up?
Stairs that move.
Stairs that move. They're going to invest in a variety of things to help bring it up to code and to make it more usable. I Googled because the article doesn't mention anything about why it's been closed for 20 years. One Facebook user speculated, I believe it's because the lack of use was because of the long unsupported span bounces.
Yes.
When several people walk on it.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
I think it kind of sounds like fun. So we'll see if the new enhancements fix that bounce that have kept it closed.
Yeah.
Part of Galveston isn't saying when it's actually going to reopen, but that investment has been committed.
Well, hopefully it'll be ready for Jubilee. in a month.
I don't think it's going to be ready for Jubilee by December. So we're going to play the Frogger game. Okay, so we'll announce the winner of our first ever contest. But first, let's talk about some new ships.
So just real quick, we got another quick shout out from Scrow's Nest. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located. Thanks for joining in. Awesome. That's what I wanted to throw out there. Thank you so much. All right. So what are we starting off with?
Ships, I think. Aren't you talking about some ships?
Some ships. Oh no, where am I?
4 ships.
Oh, are we doing that one first?
Yeah, that's the order that I have here on my list.
I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on.
If you're first joining us to this cruise life, we usually have had a Diet Mountain Dew. We've usually had a soda pop at this point. Today we've not drank our coffee yet.
No,
so
we're getting through
4
it.
ships.
4 ships. There we go. All right. So I thought this would be kind of a cool thing to showcase. There are 4 new ships that are in production right now in the Europe market, and they are scheduled to set sail within the next few months. And I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about them. Just a real quick high-level discussion. You can see the first ship that's ready to go is the Celebrity Ascent down in the lower left corner. She is currently finishing up her build-out at Saint-Nazaire in France. It's a port in France where they do shipbuilding. The next one that's coming out is the Carnival Jubilee, December 23rd, 2023. She's currently finishing up her rounds of builds in Papenburg, Germany. The one after that is going to be the Icon of the Seas, setting sail on January 27th, 2024. She's finishing up her build in Turku, Sweden. And the very last ship that we're looking at right now is the Brilliant Lady from Virgin Voyages. We don't know actually what her time frame is. She is currently in Genoa, Italy, and there's been some delays to her build. They had to push back a bunch of sailing itineraries and that sort of thing. So really curious to see what's going to happen.
Launch in 2024, according to Virgin.
Let's hope so. Okay. All right, so that's your update for those 4 ships. That takes place of our weather because there's no weather to discuss. Yay!
If you are excited about any one of those ships, put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
We are super excited about Jubilee. We're excited about all of the ships. Anytime there's a new ship, we get excited about it. I see Cruising Coleman's.
Yeah, Cruising Coleman's dropped in. Well, what timing is that?
What perfect timing, right? Don't we transition to a big announcement?
We certainly do.
Or a big celebration?
Well, here it is on the screen. I'm going to pull the Cruising Coleman's right off of there so we can see what happened.
We hit 2,000 subscribers this week on YouTube. What started off about a year ago has turned into just such a cool journey, an epic journey. Cruising Coleman's, shout out to you. If you aren't following Cruising Coleman's, go out, find their channel, and give them a like and a subscribe and a notification bell ring, all that good stuff. But truly, thank you to everyone who has joined us, who has followed us, who has subscribed, who's joined these silly Sail Talk Saturdays. We love talking about cruise news and sharing our exciting updates as well.
Yeah, totally.
So Cruising Coleman's, cheers to you. See you in the chat. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for being lucky number 2,000.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome. Let's push that one back a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to announce it in a few.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're going to announce the winner in a few.
Yeah. Okay. We'll announce the winner from last week's contest in a little bit. That's what we're getting at here. Sorry about that. So let's move on to our next news story, and that is a cruise passenger that got stuck in Indonesia. Oh, gosh, that does not sound great. So this was a cruise passenger. I believe she was on Carnival. I don't recall for certain.
Yeah.
But there was a cruise passenger that was making their way across the Pacific Ocean. Their ship actually had a stop in Bangkok, Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. And here she is right here, the Miss Hammond. Our hearts go out to you. She was on her sailing and she actually got injured. She fell, she fractured her arm and broke her hip. She was put down. Yeah, she was taken down to the medical clinic on board the ship. They made her comfortable. They made sure that she was okay, not in a lot of pain, to the best that they could. And they waited until they arrived into their next port, which was Bangkok. Upon their arrival, they transferred her over to the local medical facilities. They took her to a hospital. Not so great. They weren't able to actually take care of her, so they had to transport her out to a different facility located in Indonesia. And one of the challenges was, as they were getting ready to transport her, they were asking for some money up front. They wanted $60,000 just to commit to doing the medical treatment, and they wanted $40,000 for the transportation. She had travel insurance, fortunately, which I always recommend, and I do have access to sell travel insurance. So hit me up if you have questions.
We'll drop it in the description.
For sure, drop it. But overall, in the end, she was able to go get the treatment, and
they were going to talk with her on Friday. They
Right,
were going to
right,
review
right.
her cases yesterday,
Right.
to determine kind of, yes, we're going to cover it, but it does sound like indeed that the travel insurance is going to kick in. But as you can imagine, what a scary situation that's got to be, stranded in a foreign place. She was on Carnival Luminosa, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep, so she was on the Luminosa. Broke or fractured her hip, fractured her arm. Oh, just a scary situation. And then to be transported to a hospital that didn't necessarily have the ability to treat.
What kind of a hospital is that? Gosh, what a nightmare.
But thankfully, yes, the travel insurance because think about any insurance. If you've ever had an insurance claim, that first call is never going to get the answer that is resolved. And so they've had to make several calls this past week. But yes, as of yesterday, insurance company confirmed, indeed, we're going to transport you. We're going to cover these fees. We're going to cover all of this stuff.
Yeah. So happy ending to the story in the long run, hopefully.
Okay, this is one of my favorite topics to talk to y'all about, and it is residential cruise ships.
Yes.
Life at Sea Cruises. We talked about this last week. Victoria Cruises, another residential ship. She just announced a new batch of delays. Fun. Life at Sea Cruises, remember that $30,000 a year cruise that includes all of your food and transport and alcohol with dinner and medical services and Wi-Fi and gratuities and
everything.
It included so much stuff for just $30,000 a year. And everyone texted and pinged and was like, "You've got to book this. This is perfect." And I said, well, when something sounds a little too good to be true, I'm a bit nervous about the reality of this coming to fruition. Well, it turns out the cruise line is scheduled to launch on November 1st. They were supposed to get delivery of their ship by the end of September and then spend several weeks retrofitting the ship to be a residential cruise ship.
Okay.
Well, they didn't take possession of the ship, and still, as of today, as of this morning, there's no news of them taking possession of the ship. So we're now mid-October. The CEO has absolutely said they are still going to cruise. They are still going to make their November 1st deadline. They're just going to do all of the construction once they're sailing. Oh,
that sounds horrible for those passengers.
Right. So the CEO says they're not delayed. TBD, because we still don't have a ship. Some of the folks, though, it does appear that some of the folks that bought in wish they would have heeded our warning when it sounds too good to be true. One buyer who's paid more than $100,000 said it's been a joke. They're afraid that the cruise may get canceled and shared this. Oh, Rocky. Oh, they shared this. I've not wanted to tell anyone. I'm embarrassed. I fell for it. I should have listened to my gut.
That is the worst feeling.
We are hopeful. We are absolutely hopeful for Murray Cruises. And we're hopeful for all of the people that bought into Life at Sea Cruises. We hope that they figure it all out. However, CNN warns that there are choppy waters still ahead.
Where are they supposed to set sail from? Do you know where their inaugural port is?
I don't know, but it's a world cruise. They're designed to.
Yeah, I understand that, but there has to still be an embark port that they would start out where these $30,000 paying passengers are going.
Just something that I always say: if something sounds a little too good to be true, just kind of do your due diligence, do your research, and fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, well, let's talk about some, I guess, uplifting news. Carnival goes long and scores a touchdown. Carnival has partnered up with the New York Jets football team, and kind of a cool partnership. We're seeing a lot of new partnerships coming out of Carnival with last week's announcement of the Miami Heat, where they partnered up with the Miami basketball team, and now they're going football. So one of our favorite things to do is catch the Super Bowl on board a cruise ship. We'll be doing that in February on the Carnival celebration.
Y'all, if you've never caught a Super Bowl on a cruise ship, I'm telling you, people pack jerseys.
Yes.
They fill the theater.
It's a sailgate party. It's so much fun.
There's a sailgate party. There's food. There's drinks. There's it's on every screen. It's on Lido. It's in the theater. Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah. So kind of a cool little partnership to see there, especially now that they have a new ship sailing out of New York.
Yeah.
So they kind of have that co-sponsorship going on. So
hey, Venezia, we see you.
yeah. So fun little article right there.
That's awesome. Cool to see the continued connection. I'm going to share the winner. Let me share the article and then I'll share the winner.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
So MSC Cruises, they denied boarding on Margavalia.
You make it so tough. Maravalia.
Maravalia.
There it is.
The headline of the New York Times Post, honestly, it kind of starts out. I thought it was going to be a knock-knock joke, or I thought it was going to be a joke at first. A Chinese scientist, an Egyptian grandmother, and a Bangladeshi woman, ... I thought
Did they walk into a bar?
I thought they were going to walk into a bar. No, they were turned away from boarding the ship because the agents claimed they didn't have the proper documentation.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a thing.
So these immigrants, they had what was known as a combo card, which gives immigrants the ability, it's as they wait for a green card, it gives them the ability to travel and the ability to get work and all of those sorts of things. Well, the third party, so a lot of all of the cruise companies employ a third party that manages it. They were confused what this combo card was, and so they denied these passengers boarding, despite the cruise line telling them, yes, absolutely, that documentation is accepted and you will be able to sail.
Right.
This article, and I'm going to put it in the description, it gives a ton of detail in terms of what is required. So a cruise line has to guarantee that anyone boards will be able to be readmitted back into the country.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
If they board someone that can't be readmitted to the country, what is U.S. Customs going to like?
Right.
And so the cruise line faces huge penalties and fees if they allow someone to board and they don't have the right documentation to come back into the country. It's why a cruise line will deny you if you don't have your passport or birth certificate where you're able to sail with a birth certificate, which is not in all places.
No.
That's why they'll deny you boarding, because U.S. Customs and the U.S. government applies huge penalties and fees if they allow someone to board that doesn't have the documentation to get back in the country.
Right.
Well, turns out this third party was confused, and an MSC rep after the fact said, indeed, a combo card is generally acceptable. Not all cases. There are certain rules and regulations, but generally acceptable. Yeah. It sounds like there was a breakdown, unfortunately, of communication between the third party, between MSC Cruise Line, because at the end of the day, the cruise line is the accountable party, as well as U.S. Customs and Border. It doesn't sound like a lot of those folks talked on embarkation day, despite pleas from the passengers. And so just a really sad story. MSC did confirm that the passengers received a refund, and they also received a future cruise credit.
That was nice of them.
For another cruise.
That was great. They didn't have to do that. But that was really nice of MSC to do.
I think they had to do it. I mean, I would have been like, excuse me.
Okay. Enjoy your coffee.
Yes, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. So let's talk about winners.
Let's talk about winners. I'm sad to see that I have not seen our winner on today's broadcast, but
we'll still announce it.
We'll still announce it. So last week, we did a recorded session of Sail Talk Saturday, and as part of that, we launched into a new campaign of a contest for anyone that watches our video to comment on an article that we discussed that resonated with them. And of course, to like the video. Well, we actually had someone do it. We have a winner. It is Tom. Tom, you live in North Carolina. That's all I'm going to say. Just so we know who the Tom is in case someone else tries to claim it. But Tom, congratulations. Go ahead and shoot us a message as soon as you see this.
We'll reply to the comment as well, Tom, per YouTube rules. But super excited. So we're a live shout out. We're going to send a handwritten card and this Cruise Life merch item. And so we'll be sending that. You're right. We'll share more and we'll do more in the future.
Yeah, we'll do more in the future. Not this time, because now you're all expecting it, right? All right, moving on to our next story. This one is all about cell phones. Whenever we go out on a cruise ship, we always make sure that our phone is in airplane mode.
Oh my, I'm here.
Hey, Tom! Yay! Wait, I gotta throw you onto the screen because people think that we might be going crazy here. There we go.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Sorry about that. So,
cell phone bill.
Cell phone
bill. Cruise ships and cell phones.
So whenever we hop onto a cruise ship, we're always throwing our phone into airplane mode. This way we don't have any roaming fees or charges like that. Well, unfortunately, one unlucky passenger did not know this, and he bought the international package and thought that that would be enough.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, putting your phone on the international plan is not enough to cover international calls when you're at sea, because you're not using regular broadcast signals to make those calls. You're actually using the satellites to broadcast your phone call.
Now, some cell companies offer cruise ship packages.
Right, that's true.
This was not
T-Mobile,
a cruise ship package. This was an international plan package.
Right.
And so, yeah, he used his cell phone on the ship.
Let me tell you, it is $5.99 per minute. Yeah, that's a mistake you don't want to make.
$5.99 a minute. I feel like I just dialed a 900 number in the 80s.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about those.
Not that I was alive then. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, those 900. I forgot about those 900.
I hope you forgot about them because I hope you. Anyway. $5.99 a minute is
$5.99 a minute. So he went back to T-Mobile and said, "Wait, no. You said I had the international plan," and they said, "Well, you have roaming charges." And he said, "But I had international plan." And they said, "No, there's nothing we can do." Yeah. He reached out to a news station and got them to help out. They were able to actually.
He did. So one thing I will say in the cruisers defense.
Yeah.
He reached out to T-Mobile because he got a bill, an interim, saying your account has reached $100 in charges. He reached out, and T-Mobile actually said, "Don't worry about it. That's just a standard message that you get." They didn't actually double click into the fact that he got that on a cruise ship in the ocean. He just said, mentioned that he was traveling internationally, and they didn't double click. They said, "Don't even worry about it. Keep using your phone. That's just a standard message that comes up." So actually, it's not completely on the cruiser.
No, it's not totally.
Yeah. Which is why.
Yeah. But so that's why T-Mobile is actually going to be refunding all of those extraneous charges, and his bill is now coming to just over $100.
Which I could, that's what my bill is in the US.
Yeah, that's a normal bill amount. So the story ended up happily, but that is a lesson to all you cruisers out there. Please make sure that you have your cell phone in airplane mode while traveling.
Yes, and buy the Wi-Fi package if you like it.
Yeah, I've used FaceTime before, and it worked great.
On Wi-Fi.
On Wi-Fi.
Yeah. On the ship's Wi-Fi. Yes.
Yeah.
The reason I said, "Oh my gosh, we're almost out of articles."
We're
almost done.
Here we go.
Wow, this was super fast. So Norwegian Cruise Lines. Oh, and then we have an announcement.
Yes.
We have a surprise announcement.
I have a surprise image that you don't know about.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Norwegian Cruise Line Holding, the parent company of Norwegian Cruise Line, Oceania.
Yeah, there you go.
And not Seabourn. That's
Regent Seven Seas.
Regent Seven Seas. Thank you.
Yep.
NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line Holding. They did the oddest financial move this week that I don't understand. Now, I am not a financial advisor, so if you are, drop it in the comments below. But multiple people agreed on Twitter that it just didn't seem to make sense. They are offering another $790 million of debt. They're selling off another $790 million of notes.
That's a lot.
In addition to all of the debt that they had already taken on. It's an interesting move because at the end of Q2, they just said they had $2.4 billion in liquidity. So they've got plenty of money to pay their bills, but they're taking out another $790 million of debt. Now, it doesn't mature until 2029.
Yeah.
So that could, in theory, be used to pay off debt that is maturing sooner. The percentage point is like 8.8%, something in terms of that percentage point. So it's not like they got a great interest rate on it. It's just odd. They put 14 of their vessels up for collateral for this loan.
Here's the Norwegian Encore.
That's one of those vessels.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know. Yeah. Well, they have 14 vessels.
Yeah,
they could have put up Ocean, I guess. Oceania.
I can't figure this out. Okay. There we go.
So probably not a huge surprise. The stock price dropped on this news.
Yeah.
They were down 5 percentage points on the day that they announced it. And so I don't know that I get this one, especially with the almost $2.5 billion of liquidity they already have.
Right.
It seems like an odd financial move. And again, multiple people on Twitter seem to agree that it just doesn't make a ton of sense unless there's something else going on that we don't know about.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Stay tuned indeed.
Okay.
All right. You ready for your announcement?
Oh, is it announcement time?
It's announcement time.
Okay.
Wait, should we start with the image on the screen first? Yeah, I think we should. We should. We're going to do this.
Okay.
All right. So let me pull up this image first. We all saw the Wait, where did it go? Oh, there we go.
What image you're pulling up? There's the Encore,
The Norwegian Encore.
That's it looks like a great ship. I'm super impressed.
Yeah, you ready for this one?
Sure.
What? Oh, you're covered by StreamYard.
Why am I covered by StreamYard?
No, I'm just kidding. StreamYard, we love you. Thank you so much for your help. Why are you pointing at the Norwegian Encore, Mark?
Can we bring it back to me so we can actually not see my face as a duck?
I'm so saddened by that.
It was a good try. It was a good attempt.
It was.
Last night, out of the blue, I booked the Norwegian Encore, my first ever Norwegian sailing solo. I will be going on Norwegian Encore next weekend.
Next Sunday.
So I will be jumping on the ship next weekend. I got an offer that I couldn't refuse. And so, unfortunately, based on the last minuteness of this sailing, it didn't allow for a whole lot of folks to be able to join. And so I am going to sail Norwegian for the first time. I'm going to sail solo. I've got the free at sea offer. So I've got the drinks and I've got a little bit of Wi-Fi, 150 minutes and a specialty dining restaurant.
Yep.
And
drinks.
I already mentioned the drinks part. Yep.
Gratuities.
It's interesting. I can add Starbucks. I can add Starbucks on every day for just $29 a day.
Just what you want.
I mean,
you drink Starbucks all the time.
Well, and premium drinks, premium booze, energy drinks. Well, here's what's interesting, y'all. Here's something that I learned about Norwegian Cruise Line this week as I was researching the Encore. The drinks package, that $109 a day drinks package.
Yeah.
That's what they charge. By the way,
$109
a day they charge for their drinks package. If you don't have free at sea, if I didn't have free at sea, I would not be buying that drinks package.
No.
The drinks package doesn't include water.
No.
It doesn't include bottled water. It doesn't include sparkling water. It doesn't include water at all. You actually have to pay additional. And so the $29 a day, in addition to adding Starbucks, also adds water.
Oh, great.
So I'm thinking about it because it also has premium drinks and another specialty dining meal. Sodas are included in the regular.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm thinking about it. It also adds unlimited Wi-Fi, which I like Wi-Fi. I like the internet.
Yeah, but you're going to be in Canada and Alaska. You'll have service.
That's true. Anyway, wanted to share that exciting news with you. This was not one that was previously on the website. It's not been one on the list. In fact, this is wrong. 34 days. It's like
that's true.
It's 8 days.
It is 8
days until my next sailing, TCL's next sailing. I will be sharing the experience. It'll be my first experience with Norwegian Cruise Line. I'll be sharing the experience, what Embark looks like. I'll be sharing my journey. We'll talk about the ship. I'll talk about the things that we love, we didn't love, we hated. I am super excited to try a new line. As you know, if you followed us, we like to try a new line every year. This year we're trying two. We're going to try Norwegian, and then not long after that, 34 days later, we're hopping onto Valiant Lady.
So excited.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's the big news. Thank you for those who have stayed and tuned in and who will follow the Norwegian journey.
Yeah.
I'm excited to cruise like a Norwegian.
Yeah. Oh, we got a couple of shout outs.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. We got
Tom.
Tom, thank you so much. Congratulations on 2000. Yes, we are so excited. And Cruising Coleman's. Have a fab time with NCL. We've never sailed with them either. So interested to get your take.
I'm super intrigued.
Same.
Here's what I'll tell you. 2 observations so far. One, they've got a lot of gratuities at $25 a day or $20 to $25 a day. There's a lot of gratuities on Norwegian, which cool. The crew works amazingly hard for those gratuities.
Yep.
And 2, everything's an upcharge. It really does seem, even once I'm booked, there's like, here are all of the things that you don't have access to. Would you like to add them? And so there's just a lot of what appears to be upcharges. So I'll be curious to see if it feels like that on board, if it feels like a very selling culture, or if it just feels like a normal cruise.
Yeah, definitely. Be
and it's going to be cold.
Yeah. Oh,
did you know what I wore?
Yeah, I noticed that.
I wore that today just for this
That's so awesome.
Okay.
And the Cruising Coleman said that we're going to love the Valiant Lady, and then the food is amazing.
I am super excited for Gunbay. I'm excited for Gunbay and Pink Agave. And, and we won't go through all of the restaurants. I'm just excited.
There's a lot.
Final story?
2 stories to go, actually. Okay. Carnival Paradise heads to dry dock. We don't know why. We don't know what she's doing there, but there's an amazing picture.
She just had a dry dock. Yeah, that's from John Heald, right?
Yep.
She just had a dry dock. Like, she's not due for a dry dock.
Yeah, you can see she's already been painted.
She was painted. She's got the blue hull, the new livery. Like, it's an odd dry dock, especially dry dock, especially since they had to cancel a bunch of cruises to fit this one in.
Right.
We'll report to you what she gets in this dry dock. I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's going to be very.
Will she have more balconies added? We'll see.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not in the 2 weeks. So.
I'm just making a quick edit here. Give me 1 second, and then we'll be ready to move on to the final story. Okay. You know, we're doing this as we go. This is so much fun.
Why are you updating that? Are you going to be able to upload it here?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's changing the countdown to our next cruise live on screen. And so while he does that,
that's right.
I'm going to jump into the close because it is an exciting close. One of my favorite classes of ship. If you've sailed Carnival Cruise Lines, one of my favorite classes of ships is the Conquest class of ships. So my first cruise ever was on the Carnival Glory, which is a Conquest class ship. Yep. She has sisters, Conquest,
yep,
the namesake.
Yep.
She's got
Liberty. She's got the Valor, she's got the Glory, and she's got the Freedom.
The Freedom. Well, this week in all things cruise news, the Carnival Freedom is getting her wings.
Oh, I need to put that up on here.
Every time a bell rings, a cruise ship gets her wings.
Oh, no. She's not going there.
Every time a bell rings? No.
I know.
So Carnival Freedom is officially getting her funnel back.
Yeah.
Where at?
She is
shipyard. Let's just
she's in Cadiz, actually.
Okay.
Well, let me load this up first, and then we'll come back into it. I'm almost there. I'm sorry. Everyone's doing a great job. Keep talking.
So can you come back to me at least
well,
so we can?
Once this is done loading.
I can't see. Okay.
It's okay.
So the ship had a funnel fire. And unfortunately got stranded. Passengers got stranded back in Grand Turk. This was last year, and so she went into a short. Short dry dock where they cleaned up the mess.
Yep.
They did 2 weeks worth of work on her, cleaned up the mess. And then she has been sailing with the modified funnel.
Yes.
Which, do we have that picture?
No, I don't have that.
I love the modified funnel.
And there's no way I'm going to be able to get that in.
No, please, no. There's no. So she's been sailing with a modified funnel for the last year, a little over a year, and so she is again getting her funnel along with other enhancements and updates and upgrades and new color scheme.
Right, the new livery.
The blue hull and red, white, and blue livery. Yeah. Just super excited for a Carnival Freedom. She's a ship that we love.
Are you on? Wait. Are you plugged? Are you turned on to it?
No, I'm not.
I thought you were.
No.
We're having some power issues yet again with my laptop. So
where's your cord?
That's okay. No. Just do this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, turn off your volume, please. Okay.
Live.
There we go.
Live from New York. It's Mark and Rocky. I'm from Phoenix, maybe.
Phoenix, yeah. That's where we're at. Ooh. There we go. All right. So here we are. I know it's super heavy. Lift weights. And that actually takes us to the end. We have gone through all of our stories today. It has been an absolute blast getting through all of these. What do we got going on here?
Aww.
A couple of our good cruise buddies are heading on to the horizon for the 8-night sailing right now. And they apparently are...
keep going.
They're in
let's go.
Different beds. That's fun.
It's interesting. I think it's really interesting. The wall that separates them. Look at that wall from where they come into the stateroom versus where the beds are forced. What an interesting layout. Anyway.
I wonder where that room is located.
Okay. Bring us home.
Well, anyway, it has been so much fun sharing this information with you today. I know that we opened up the morning with the news of the eclipse. I'm going to pull that back up on the screen because I'm sorry. I just love it. I think it was so cool to have such an awesome, almost total solar eclipse here in the Phoenix market. Super cool. That's about as far coverage as we got here this morning, but it was really cool watching everything change over and all of that.
Do you know what's even cooler?
What's that?
The time I got to see the solar eclipse on the Carnival Sunshine. That was cool. Carnival handed out these fancy glasses so you didn't hurt your eyes when they still advise not looking directly at the sun, but they handed out these fancy glasses. What's wrong?
Well, we're back to 34 days. I don't know where my slide went, but at least we have that.
Y'all, thank you so much for joining us on this crazy adventure that we call this cruise life.
And Sail Talk Saturday.
And Sail Talk Saturday. If you don't follow us, go ahead and click that subscribe button.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do if you've watched it, if you made it this far.
And hey, turn on those notification bells because we've got quite a few videos that we're going to be putting out this coming week. Right. Tomorrow, we're looking hopefully at putting out our launch, the history of the Carnival Jubilee, starting with the original, going all the way into the new one that's coming out in a couple months. So we're really excited to get that launched. We've got a couple of other videos coming from the Venezia still. Yes, we still have more Venezia footage. And then a bunch of new NCL footage is going to be heading out as well. So
we're also going to be putting out, and this is one that I'm super excited about. We're going to be putting out a Christmas holiday shopping list. For the cruiser in your life, stocking stuffers. We're gonna give you ideas, everything from $5 all the way up to probably $50. Ideas that you can pick up for the cruiser in your life. So that's a
stocking
series.
stuffers and full wrapping gifts.
So that's a series that we're gonna put out as well because people ask us all the time, like, what are your essentials? And so, or what are your must-have cruise items?
Right.
And so we're gonna do that as well. So again, to your point, ring that notification bell. Subscribe, do all of those things.
Please do.
And we are excited to see you again soon.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a couple comments.
There are. Yep, Scrow's Nest is wishing everyone a happy weekend. Cruising Coleman's, we're glad to have been able to join us, and they're also wishing everyone a happy weekend. Tom, congratulations again. We'll be working on getting that gift sent out to you very shortly here. And for anyone else that hasn't checked it out, we do have lanyards and stickers available in our store. So head on over.
And what I'm most excited about is we're working on baseball caps. So baseball caps will be coming soon.
And shirts in the not too distant future. That's awesome. Thank you, Dominique.
Thank you for the information. Oh, that is so sweet.
And then we also like to mention, if anyone is looking at booking a cruise here in the future, please feel free to reach out to me, Rocky. I don't know why I just said my name. That's kind of funny. If you go to our website, thiscruiselife.com/travel, there's a form you can submit. Let us know what you're interested in booking, and I can help you get a really amazing booking on a cruise ship for you.
He just booked me on the Norwegian Epic.
I did.
Here in 7208.
Encore, but yes.
Oh,
not Epic.
I'm on the Encore.
Oh, so they're on one of the forward-facing balcony.
7208.
That's one of our hidden spaces on the Carnival
I love
Horizon.
that I just say the number on a cruise ship room and he's like, oh, that's the forward-facing room. Yeah, okay, I know that. Okay. That's amazing. This guy right here.
All right.
Y'all have a great weekend, and we will see you tomorrow or Monday. Tomorrow for the Carnival Jubilee?
Hopefully tomorrow. That would be awesome.
Hopefully tomorrow. The history of Carnival Jubilee. Learn everything from MS Jubilee to her delays to, well, I don't want to give the whole video away, but tune in, subscribe, and we will see you soon.
All right. See ya.